Hey everyone, it's your boy Will, coming from the Gaming Vault, and it is a nearly 3:30 in the morning in Scotland. Usually I don't get up as early as this to do a video reaction, but wow. As anybody knows me, I'm a massive Transformers fan. I've been a Transformers fan since as long as I can remember. The new trailer is hot, and I have never been more excited for a Transformers movie since I've seen the first trailer of the first movie. Just that snippet when you know they're going to do a live action. So I can't really do like a live reaction of the trailer, purely because I'll get flagged for it. I don't want anything happen to the channel. So it's just, what do I take from those 2 or 3 minutes from the trailer? Now, I remember a lot of people did crack up when mentions of the likes of King Arthur and the Nazis, stuff like that, and they never really gave the chance to find out what it was going to be about. We all knew it was going to be set in modern day. They always like to touch on in history. They usually do that in a Transformers movie. Something's happened in the past. And I think a lot of people who's never watched the original cartoons forget that they kind of went back to certain night times in the cartoon, especially when we Beachcomber. I can't remember if it was King Arthur or not, but they touched on things like that, so I was pretty cool with it. The only thing I didn't like was the design of Hot Rod, which is now grew on me, because Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime, was by far my favourite character ever. And the change from Galvatron going back to Megatron, the only thing that I'm really happy for is they've got Frank Welker doing Megatron's voice. Fine. You're forgiven. As long as you've got the original voice, I am happy. So, what do I think of the trailer? Well, we start with it opening with Anthony Hopkins doing the voiceover, which sets the tone brilliant. You can tell this is a very dark Transformers movie, and they kind of hinted at that, especially in the Age of Extinction. Things were going to get darker, and I'm all for that. Let's get it quite gritty. None of this like appealing to the mass audience. You've got to bring back something to the past for the people who grew up with it. And I knew with Transformers 3 they hit certain things that were bang on for the past audience, because the story, not the main story, but elements of the story was taken from episodes of the cartoons, especially in season 1, which I loved. 4 was a hit and miss. It was a miss with me, but it was great to see the Dinobots. But what I like about this one, you knew straight away watching it, it was dark. It's not going to be, they all have the Michael Bay things in it, but there's something just sitting there nicely where it is really dark. And the first hint of some of the new Transformers you see, again, I don't know if they'll be in further in the movie. I hope they are. It looks like the Terracons are in this movie, which were in season 3 and 4, which is the two-headed dragons you see at the start. Then it cuts to the crash in the football stadium. Don't know who that Transformer is, but we know Optimus Prime's been missing. Now, we knew he went off in search, so who's going to be left to be a leader? Well, Hot Rod's there, but they've no touched on it. He's the next leader. In theory, he is the next leader. I can see them doing a pure body swerve and it'll be fucking Bumblebee, which will get a lot of people, well, G1 fans up in a roar. We are not a fan of this Bumblebee. We're sick to death he's pushed in our throat. A bit like Roman Reigns. So I'm actually making Bumblebee the new Roman Reigns. But I can see why it appeals to the market, for children especially. like my niece, she knows who Bumblebee is, she knows who Hot Rod is, she knows who Optimus Prime is. So you've got the elements there of what's going to happen. There's a war going on, and the Autobots are obviously trying to protect humanity. And they've brought back the old Nest unit, which I'm completely cool with. So the other thing I really, really liked, and when I was reading like the official page comments, and a lot of people didn't get this, and I was like, this is being used in a lot of Transformer cartoons. I'm just going to get straight. I'll leave that wee bit. I'm going to leave that bit hanging, right? Leave that bit hanging until we get to it. But we're in space and we see this big cloud coming. It's affecting the Earth. It's affecting the Earth somehow. Is it Unicron? I hope it is. But they've got to do Unicron right. It can't just be a big cloud or anything like that and that's it. Make it, he is a planet. Something's got to happen with that. What I did like was you seen a glimpse of the new Megatron, which I've got to admit, I really like the new design. Especially this whole night variation, and finally he's got a gun cannon on his arm, which looks like it can turn into a shield as well for him. Totally dig it. I really like that design of him. The main thing it's kind of annoyed a lot of people. Oh, sorry for a drift off into that last part. The main point, one of the things I did like was you see Hot Rod in High Pursuit. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, Michael Bay, you finally won me over in the Hot Rod scenario. Loved it. The ending of the trailer, and this is what a lot of people I don't realise would have happened. If it was going to happen, I'm cool with it. Just have to see how the movie ends. So the movie's called The Last Night. We know the Dinobots are back in a bigger role because they were knights as well. So I wonder what the Terracons are going to be like for Megatron. They've kept a lot of secrets. So I'm just going what I've based on what I've heard, which has came out on the official Facebook page, what they've said about certain Transformers coming back, and what we've seen in the trailer. One thing that a lot of people don't like so far is Optimus Prime attacking Bumblebee, and at the end he says "forgives me," and then something happens, just cuts, fade to black, and then Transformers The Last Night. If you didn't know Optimus Prime kind of turns into Nemesis Prime, or there's a Optimus Prime and a Nemesis Prime, depends what cartoon variation you go through. It's usually Optimus Prime versus Nemesis Prime, but it's a clear hint that's a hint to Nemesis Prime, which I really like. I really like they're going down this dark road, and if they're going to start killing off, I can't see it. I really don't see it. But if they're going to kill off certain Autobots, and I tell you just now, Michael Bay, don't fucking kill off Hot Rod. If they're going to do something like that to make it dark, to bring in more Transformers, because we know 6 and 7's been confirmed. They're talking about going to nine movies in this franchise. Should they go to 9 movies? Well, there's a market, because the movie always does brilliant in the box office. I'm not saying they're great movies, but they always do brilliant in the box office. So, seeing that part at the end, I wonder if Unicron's controlling Optimus Prime, which I think would be brilliant. We've got to wait till next year now. So, I'm really happy with the trailer. I think the trailer's done well. It's given me that spark, like from when I seen the very first trailer of the first movie. Gets me all excited to see the new movie. Because I wasn't really going to do a Transformers, kind of like podcast reaction review, whatever you want to call it, until me and Big Martin, always does the wrestling podcast with me on the Gaming Folk channel. We were going to talk about the Transformers movie 30th anniversary. We want to get it done before the end of the year. How that changed our outlook on cartoon movies, Transformers in general, because that was dark as well. A lot of people might think the cartoon movie, if they've never seen it, was just, that's what it was, a cartoon movie. No, it was really dark, and by far one of the greatest cartoon movies you'll ever see. Is probably the best coming out of that generation of, like, say, the cartoons at the time. But I won't get into that. That's for that podcast when we do it, which will be really soon, hopefully within the next 2 weeks at least. But with this movie, so far, they've hit the right notes for me. I like, if that's the road they're going down, the evil side, which I think will be brilliant, and we just have to wait and see. I know a lot of people might not like the reaction of certain aspects, like say Optimus Prime being evil, but if you're a fan like me, this is something we've been wanting since the first movie, and hopefully they deliver now. So all we can do now is wait. We know we'll get more trailers, might not explain a lot more, we might see more things in it, and we just have to stay excited. The only bad thing is, it means I've got to make space now for more Transformers getting put in the collection. So that's just my thoughts on the trailer. Leave a like and a comment. We all know YouTube's not working. If you like this, if you like anything about it, if you want to discuss anything about the trailer, I'm happy to talk about it. I can't wait to see this movie. And take care, everybody. I hope you get ready to tune in for the big podcast we're going to do to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Transformers the movie, the cartoon edition. So everybody, take care until all one.